And I see on your wall, man, you have this modeling post, Leonard Pegues, 35, and then you got LP Fitness right next to it. Let's transition, man, from the conversation of modeling to your fitness world. How were you inspired in the fitness world?
I got inspired in the fitness world because over the years, I've always loved being in shape. I've always been an athlete. I ran track, I played basketball, I played football. I was an athlete throughout high school and college. And when I started doing the modeling just really transitioned over for me into the fitness because you've got to stay in great shape as being as a top model. They want you to always have a six-pack, they want you to always have chest, and always have good shoulders. And so in the modeling, I never wanted to be average. I always wanted to be the best at whatever I was doing. And so what I was doing was I was always training hard. So as time progressed, people began to ask me, hey man, will you help me to get in shape? Are you a personal trainer? And I'm like, no, I'm a professional model, but that put something in the back of my mind that said, you know what? You can also be a personal trainer.
Man, and how long have you been training? How long has LP Fitness been an entity?
LP Fitness now has been an entity really since about 2010. Now, what I didn't do is, I didn't go into business full time because I was afraid to step out on faith. And faith without works is dead. So, you know, we walk by faith and not by sight. At that time, I was afraid to step out on faith. So at the beginning, I was kind of reluctant to start the fitness. Although I had already heard it was very lucrative and it was a good business to be in, but I was afraid. But the moment that I did step out on faith, back in 2015, I started LP Fitness, and now we're in the process of owning, we own 4 gyms throughout the city. We have one at 750 downtown on Adams Street. There's another one at 7 North Ports, on Madison, and also on Poplar, directly in front of Mr. Boulevard's church. We have another one directly across the street from Char Restaurant on Highland. It's called the High Point of Terrace. And then this is the central location, which is at Mendenhall and Cottonwood, 5316 Cottonwood, Suite number 1.
I know I need to be visiting one of those gyms soon, man. Even come back to this
You're
one.
welcome, my brother, you're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate that. You talk about faith. What was one of those faith moments, or can you recall a moment in your lifetime, maybe from childhood, or maybe something dealing with your parents, your parental structure, that pushed you to say, okay, fitness, I can help out this family member or this friend in this such a way with fitness?
Good question. Growing up in my family, there was a lot of diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease in our families. Blood sugar levels are off the chain. People having strokes, aneurysm to the brain. So I want to change the narrative. I want to be different. So what I began to do is, Brother Jonathan, I got myself weaned off of pork. So we used to raise hogs on our farm and pigs and cattle. So what I began to do is I began to wean myself off of pork. And it was that moment when I began to take myself off of pork, that's when my body began to go through different changes. And I also cut back on all the sweets. Like now, I don't eat sweets. I just choose not to do it because I have to manage my blood sugar levels. I watched over the years, my mother would cook fried apple pies and peach cobblers and peach apple pie, you know, and I said to myself, I have to change this because I saw how blood sugar levels went up. I saw how they amputated her foot up to her knee, and I want to change that narrative. And I realized in life that your miracle is in your movement. And that's when God told them over in Exodus, he told the children of Israel, when the Red Sea was in front of them and Pharaoh's 600 chosen chariots was behind them, they said, Moses asked the question, God, what shall we do? And he said, tell the children of Israel, I command them to keep moving. Your miracle is in your movement. Walking is a man's medicine, but just don't let your lifestyle be like a treadmill effect. Many of us are moving, but we ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere. Man, thank you for that. Miracle in the movement.